Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Give me my money. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Thursday morning, my second favorite day of the week. We got one more day till the weekend. I hope y'all are having a great day and you're strapped in because, as always, I got a good show set up for y'all today. All right, we got 4 lead stories. First lead story, we're going to talk about Michael Rubin says that he does not like black on black hate. Stay tuned for my take on that. Then we're going to talk about Disney wanting to dismiss a wrongful death suit because a person had a Disney Plus account. Then in the third lead story, we're going to talk about a judge that puts a 16-year-old in handcuffs and in an orange jumpsuit for falling asleep in his court. And no, she was not on trial. And then in our fourth lead story, we're going to talk about the WHO declaring Monkey Pox as a global health emergency. After lead stories, we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk about hackers stealing social security numbers, a 71-year-old man being awarded $7 million after being wrongfully imprisoned for 48 years, Usher taking a break, Simone Biles' biological mother, and lastly, in quick news, we're going to talk about a woman arrested after being caught sharing an all-you-can-eat meal at a restaurant. Then we're going to jump into question of the day. I got 2 questions of the day if we have enough time. And then lastly, as always, we're going to close out with a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Michael Rubin says that he doesn't like black hate on hate following rumors made about Meek Mill's sexuality. All right, in a recent interview, Michael Rubin says that he does not like black hate on hate while referring to rumors regarding Meek Mill's sexuality. I hate when they put the headlines and then they start the paragraphs with the exact same headline. I sound ridiculous reading the same thing over and over. My bad, y'all. If you recall, these rumors started to spread after folks speculated that Meek Mills was the unnamed person mentioned in the sex trafficking lawsuit against Diddy. Rubin follows these comments by saying he only wants to uplift his friends and wishes others could do the same. All right, before I give you my take on this, I'll let you hear a little clip from Breakfast Club. Y'all know that the Breakfast Club is on YouTube, so for copyright reasons, I cannot play the whole thing. I did post the whole thing on my Instagram page at Trent Out Loud or Exclusivity Media, but I'll play a little clip. Take a listen.
When I see the narrative of a really good friend of mine like Meek, if he was gay, which there's not one gay bone in his body, who cares? Why do people want to lie about that? So one thing I've learned about black culture that I don't like is that black hate on hate.
And I wanted you to expound on that. You said you don't like to see black people tearing down other black people.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Okay, couple of things to unpack here. One, let's get the Meek Mills things out the way, okay? So regardless if that is black or white or Jewish or Spanish or whatever, Meek Mills has been in a bunch of questionable pictures with Diddy, matching suits, matching tops, in his house in LA, in Miami. And during these allegations and these court cases, they're saying there's an unknown black male who he's very friendly with that he has had relationships with. And Meek Mills has done some questionable things online. So that's why people are like, yo, maybe it's Meek, okay? So black people are not going to, at that time, be like, we think it's black. We think it might be Meek Mills or another black person. So, we're not going to say anything because that would be black on black hate. That is not black on black hate, Michael Rubin. That's not black on black hate, okay? Hate would be just hating on somebody for no reason, or like, Meek Mills has a clothing line coming out, be like, let's hate on it. And he's making something that is whatever average. And you're like, I'm going to hate on it. No, if Meek Mills came out with a clothing line, I'm sure a lot of people would be like, that's a black man, trying to get into the fashion industry. Let's support it, like we did with Kanye, or like we did with Diddy when he had Ciroc, of course, before all these allegations, right? Or whatever it is, where it's Jay-Z with Tidal. Like I still use Tidal till this day because I want to support another Black man and Black entrepreneur. And if I can have a choice on my streaming platform, where it be Spotify, Apple, or Tidal, I'm going to use Tidal. Shout out to Apple and Spotify. My podcast is on both of those platforms, but Tidal doesn't have podcasts. But that is supporting Black on Black businesses. And that is where some of the hate might come from, because there are some Black people that will hate and be like, well, I don't want to support another Black person. Okay. So just want to make that clear. So we're not hating on Meek Mills. Meek does some questionable things on Twitter, and we thought, yo, he could be Diddy's boyfriend. Okay. That's one. Second thing is, some people in the comment section under this was like, yo, I kind of see what he's saying, because we do need to be more supportive in the Black community. For example, like how the Jewish community is very supportive of each other, or the Asian community is very supportive of each other. And like I have said a couple of times on this podcast, the Black dollar stays in the Black community less than 6 hours, where in contrast to the Asian community, the Asian dollar stays in the Asian community up to 24 days before it leaves the community. So, although the message is on point, I do think, and I do agree with some people in the comment section, that we just don't necessarily want to hear that from somebody who's not Black. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, for Michael Rubin to be going on the Breakfast Club talking, saying, hey, the one thing I learned about Black culture that I don't like is that there's a lot of Black on Black hate. Well, it's like, yo, you don't understand enough to be speaking on that. And I just don't think that should be a talking point for a non-Black person to talk about when you're on a radio show promoting your fantasy football or your football trading card weekend that's happening in New York this weekend. I just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm not hating on him, but I just don't think that, like some people said in the comment section, it's like, I like the message, it's just the wrong messenger. I don't think that he has the understanding of where the origins come from. And I'm not going to get into it because it could be a whole other podcast, but it's crabs in a bucket mentality, right? From slavery times, where they pit other Black people against other Black people, and, you know, having what they called back in the day a house Negro, where they took one Black person, put him in the house, he got more things than the other slaves that were in the field, and then you only picked one, and then they were fighting against each other. Like this Black on Black hate goes far back to a point where I don't think a non-Black person can understand. So I don't necessarily love hearing it, but I do think it's coming from a genuine place. I just don't think it's the right messenger. So that's just my whole take on it. Everybody is talking about this. I woke up yesterday and it was everywhere, all over my feed. So I definitely wanted to speak about it. Every blog posted about it and everyone's commenting about it. So of course, as you know, the most viral topics got to be on the Trend Out Loud podcast. So that is my take. You guys let me know what you think. Definitely, what you think about Black on Black support. And then also, what do you think about the messenger, somebody who is a white, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might be Jewish, but a white billionaire. He's worth $11 billion, talking about Black hate on Black hate. Let me know what you think. Send me an email, trendoutloud@cfqr600.com. Comment below this YouTube page, or send me a DM at any of my social handles at trendoutloud. All right, listen to this crazy story. In our second lead story, Disney reportedly wants to dismiss wrongful death suit because the victim's husband had a Disney Plus account. Listen carefully. Disney is reportedly requesting that a wrongful death suit against them be dismissed due to a clause included in the Disney Plus subscription terms and condition. Last year, a 42-year-old NYU doctor died after having an allergic reaction to food at Disney Springs Resort in Orlando, Florida. Her husband, Jeffrey Pillico, filed a wrongful death suit against Disney, alleging the company failed to train its employees properly. However, the media giant is filing back, claiming that Pillico cannot sue because he had a 1-month Disney Plus subscription in 2019. The company is reportedly arguing that by signing the terms and conditions of Disney Plus, users agree to settle any issue with an arbitrator instead of going to court. Politico's lawyers said that this is preposterous and are still fighting to receive a $50,000 payout under Florida's Wrongful Death Act, plus damages for pain and suffering, loss of income, and funeral costs. So just to be clear, somebody dies from an allergic reaction at Disney Springs Resort in Orlando. And because they had a subscription to Disney Plus, which has nothing to do with the allergy that they got from the food on the resort, but because of a technicality, when you sign up to get Disney Plus, they're like, hey, if you have any problems with Disney Plus or any problems with the Disney company, you cannot go to court, but you have to settle it with an arbitrator. And just because of that 1 month, and it wasn't even that he had the subscription at the time of his death, but just because he had that 1 month, they're trying to use that in court to be like, well, you can't be in court because of that, and we have to go through an arbitrator. This is a multi-billion-dollar company, man. These companies are ruthless and really do not give a crap about us. I would say, hey, read your fine prints, but it's literally impossible to read these fine prints. And you wouldn't think signing up for Netflix or whatever, Apple TV or whatever streaming platform, Hulu, you wouldn't think, hey, man, shoot, I can never sue Disney now. I can never go to court on anything they do. Like, this is just crazy. This is a crazy story. It's gone super viral. I will definitely keep you guys up to date and see what comes of this. But I think this is absolutely, like the lawyer said, this is preposterous. All right, one crazy story to another crazy story. A Detroit judge puts teenager in a jail uniform and handcuffs to teach her a lesson for sleeping during a field trip to his courtroom. A field trip, people. A Detroit nonprofit called The Greening of Detroit hosted a field trip at the 36th District Court for students to learn more about the legal system, and one child ended up in handcuffs. Before the defense and prosecution started, Judge Keith King addressed all the students to answer their questions. Then when he noticed the 16-year-old girl dozing off. That's when he noticed the 16-year-old girl dozing off. To teach her a lesson during the visit, Judge King opted to place the teen in a jail uniform and handcuffs. While explaining his reasoning for the bizarre treatment, Judge King stated that he didn't like her attitude inside his courtroom. Judge King stated this was his own version of Scared Straight. I was about to say, like, yo, bro, this is not a TV show. This is not the TV show Scared Straight. I don't know if you guys ever seen that, where they bring bad kids or delinquent kids and try to scare them straight in jail cells, and they have actual inmates scare them and have these scare tactics to make these kids try to be like, hey, I don't want to come here. There's a difference, though. This was a field trip for the kids to learn about the legal system. This was not a dysfunctional kid or a kid that's getting herself in trouble. This is a kid who was learning about the legal system, and she got tired, bro. Like, what are you doing putting this child in handcuffs and an orange jumpsuit? He did say he didn't like her attitude. I don't know necessarily what happened after that, but if I was the parents, I would be suing. I feel like there's going to be a lawsuit, and this judge is going to really find out part of the laws that he maybe didn't even know about. I do have a clip from, I think it's from a news station. Take a listen.
Judge King getting visibly agitated over a sleeping student in his courtroom.
You fall asleep in my courtroom one more time, I'm putting you in the back, understood?
Judge King had her removed from the courtroom, but he told me that didn't fix her, quote, attitude. And that's when he pulled out the jail uniform and handcuffs.
Oh, so he kicked her out the courtroom first because she was sleeping, and then she had an attitude, and then he put her in handcuffs and a jail uniform. That is still not the point of the field trip, and it's not him to discipline her. Again, like our second lead story, these people, actually, no, I don't think I compare it to the other story. I was just more saying that, like, people take their positions of authority to the next level. Just because you're a judge doesn't mean that you're the judge and jury of everybody. So anyways, we'll see what happens to this judge. Another story that I got to follow up on. I will let you guys know. All right, listen up to this one, guys. In our fourth and final lead story, the WHO declares monkeypox a global health emergency in Africa as a new form of the virus spreads. The World Health Organization, the WHO, has officially declared the monkeypox outbreak a global emergency in Africa. This comes after an announcement from the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention reveals the sickness has taken more than 500 lives and has been confirmed in over 14,000 cases in Africa this year. Cases are up 160% compared to the same time last year. I do have a little clip, and then I have another article that will maybe give us some more information. Here's a clip. Take a listen.
The detection and rapid spread of a new clade of Mpox in eastern DRC, its detection in neighboring countries that had not previously reported Mpox, and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is very worrying. It's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives.
The thing that scares me is that we just had the Olympics, so we had athletes from all over the world together, sleeping in the same quarters or whatever. So if anybody there or any of those African athletes had the Mpox, monkeypox, whatever you want to call it, that could spread out to the world very, very quickly. All right, I have a second article that I think might give us a little bit more details. The World Health Organization declared an ultra-deadly strain of the monkeypox on global public health emergency for the second time in 2 years. Officials said Wednesday that an outbreak of the strain in the Democratic Republic of Congo is a public health emergency of international concern. The WHO highlighted the WHO's highest level of alert. The hope is to speed up research and accumulate more funding and public health measures to contain the disease, which has already spread to several of the DRC's neighboring countries. So that is the District Republic of Congo neighboring countries. The announcement comes 1 week after the WHO expressed concern about the virus having the potential for further international spread within and outside of Africa. No cases has been reported in the U.S. in the latest outbreak, but doctors have begun to urge for everybody to watch out for symptoms like skin rashes and lesions. Woo! I did post this on my Instagram yesterday when this broke. I did put some pictures at the top of the video, and it's pretty clear. This is not like COVID, like, oh, I don't know what I have. You will definitely know. It's like it bumps. It's like a very bumpy rash on your hands and on your arms and everything. I don't know if it's airborne. I don't know how you catch it. That's what was scary about COVID. It's airborne, right? I don't know if this requires for you to touch somebody or if this is airborne or what, but it definitely looks like it is spreading. The one side of me, the conspiracy theorist, is them bringing this alert up to raise money and to get stuff. There could be something a little funny in there. Like it could be, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but it could be something in there. Because definitely you guys know it's very possible for some companies when they have these outbreaks. That's why a lot of people feel like there was some funny stuff going on with COVID, but we're not going to get into that on this podcast. But anyways, watch out. I wanted to make sure that you guys know and you guys heard about this. For now, just make sure not to touch people excessively or maybe shake hands or whatever, and be careful. And of course, if you see any rashes or bumps or whatever on your hand, definitely isolate yourself and go to the doctor. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Hackers have reportedly stolen social security numbers of nearly every single American. How is that even possible? Hackers have reportedly stolen and leaked social security numbers of nearly every American. According to the LA Times, this leak also includes data such as addresses, names, and other sensitive information. These actions can lead to a massive surge in identity theft, fraud, and many other crimes. So I did get this off of a blog, and they did say that they got this story from LA Times. I haven't seen anybody else report this, but any Americans out there, all my American viewers, thank you, by the way, definitely be very, very careful. Any emails you're getting or any things that you're getting, apparently, mostly every single security number of Americans have been stolen by hackers. So there could be a lot of, weird stuff going on with your name, your credit card, your identity, your birth certificate. So just be careful out there, Americans. All right, in our second quick story, a 71-year-old man gets awarded $7 million after being falsely imprisoned for 48 years due to police and prosecutor withholding and falsifying evidence. According to the National Registry of Exoneration, Glenn Ray Simmons served the longest sentence of an exonerated person on record and was recently awarded $7.15 million for his wrongful conviction. Glenn was only 22 years old in 1975 when he was convicted for killing a liquor store clerk. Simmons says he was not even in the same state that the murder occurred in at the time of the tragedy. Simmons' attorney later said one of the surviving victims chose another person in the lineup, but prosecutors withheld that information from the jury. $7 million after you keep me in jail for 48 years? Like, are you kidding me? Let me do math really quickly here. Hold on. If you do 48 divided by, 48 divided by 7. 7 divided by 48. That's $145,000 a year. That's horrible, man, for ruining my life and keeping me in jail. And he probably got to pay taxes on that award money. Yo, he should be getting like $100 million. Like, how do you steal, how do you take away a man's life, man, for 48 years? This is crazy. There should be something more. Everybody, every prosecution, every lawyer, every judge, and their mama and their children should be fired for this, man. This is craziness. All right, in our third quick story, Usher trends after postponing opening tour stop in Atlanta to prioritize his rest. Usher is one of the highest trending topics on the internet after he announced his postponement of his first tour stop in Atlanta. In an IG post, Usher revealed that he's trying to prioritize rest and wants to return to the stage at 100% for his fans. While some fans are sending support his way, others are sharing their frustration. Okay, I really find this weird that Usher would do this on the opening day. To me, there's something weird that's going on. And I'm going to read you his post. I'm going to read you somebody that posted this, I think, on Twitter. It said, Usher should have taken a year off. Going on tour a few months after a long residency in Vegas is a lot. All right, so that's somebody who is supporting him. I'll read you quickly what Usher wrote. He said, for my 30-plus year career, 100% of my blood, sweat, and tears have gone into putting on the best performance and creating a memorable experience for my fans. I have every intention of doing that for this tour as well, which is why I have to postpone tonight's show and reschedule it for a later date to give my body a second to rest and to heal. You're still going to get a bit of the past, some of the present, and a unique look into the future on the rescheduled date, but y'all are also going to get me at 100%. The last thing I want to do is ever disappoint you, the fans who have been eagerly waiting for this tour to start. However, I wouldn't be the entertainer that I am if I can't physically give you my best. My team will be sharing news of the rescheduled date soon. I cannot wait to celebrate this legacy with you. The only thing I would say to this, like I said, I think there's something more to it. It's the opening show. I feel like maybe they're not ready or there's something weird with this. But the one thing I would say is, like, when artists cancel a show, you have to understand, right? A lot of people, I would say at least 20%, maybe even 30% of the crowd is flying in or driving in for that show, especially Usher in Atlanta representing the A. We know he's from Cleveland, but he definitely reps the A. I think he moved there as a teenager. So a lot of people are going to be wanting to go to that show. So you might reschedule your show or give them back their money, but the money they spent on gas, the money they spent on a plane, the money they spent on a hotel, the money they spent on their outfit, getting their hair done, getting their nails done, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, for you to cancel it on that day, that is just crazy to me, man. And for you to get rest, unless it's like a doctor's order, or can't remember who was in Toronto the other day when she literally came on her IG and she's like, yo, I cannot speak. I can't talk. Like, what can you do? But like I said, I think something's weird with this. And y'all know Usher's my man. Like, I love Usher, legend, top 3 R&B artists of all time. If you ask me, like, totally no shade to Usher, but I feel like there's something weird here. And I really feel bad for the people that go all out for these shows and has to get rescheduled. Anyways, if Usher is definitely something wrong with him, do want to send out shout out to him, and I hope you feel better soon. But I feel bad for the attendees, man. All right, in our 4th quick story, Simone Biles' biological mom speaks out wanting to reunite with her daughter. She says whenever she's ready, she's ready. In a conversation with Daily Mail, Simone Biles' biological mom spoke about her openness to reunite with her daughter again. Sharon's struggle with addiction ultimately led to Simone and her siblings being placed in foster care extremely young. Simone was only 3 years old. At the age of 6, Sharon's parents, Simone's grandparents, adopted Simone and her siblings, raising them as their own children. Simone has since referred to them as her parents. Sharon said, "It was hard to give away my kids, but I had to do what I had to do. I was unable to care for them. I was still using, and my father didn't want me coming in and out of their lives when I wasn't right." She expressed her excitement for Simone's accomplishment at the Olympics and says she even held a backyard party in her honor. Sharon says she has Simone's number, but will not call her, as she hopes Simone will reach out to her one day when she's ready. Man, that is really sad, man. Here's a little clip from Simone's biological.
I want to let her know that I love her. I'm very proud of her. I'd like to sit down and talk to you and answer any questions you may have. I don't know what you've been told. I want you to hear the real deal.
Listen, you cannot really comment on this. You don't know what Simone is going through. You don't know how she's feeling. You don't know how it feels for a mother to give you up. The one thing I will say, though, it's not like she just gave her to some family and to never see her again. It was her own parents. And, addiction is hard, and, drugs take a toll on somebody and you don't think in your right mind. So I hope one day Simone, finds it in her heart to give her mom grace, but who knows? Maybe she has forgiven her a couple of times already and she's let her down. You don't know if she's still using right now. So a lot of people in the comment section going off, but I hate when people do that because you don't know. You don't know how it feels, and you don't know how many times Simone has already maybe tried to forgive her, and then at some point you got to cut a user off, and just be like, this is your last chance. So anyways, shout out to Simone. All right, in our 5th and final quick story, woman arrested after being caught sharing all-you-can-eat Applebee's special with another person at her table. Yeah, believe it or not, people, listen to this. A woman is behind bars after she was caught sharing her all-you-can-eat meal restaurant special with another person at the table. According to Komodo News, this all went down in Indiana Applebee's. 28-year-old Charlene Cobbs of Chicago was out dining with a group of people when they ordered 2 all-you-can-eat specials. The special states that for $15.99, guests can choose from the all-you-can-eat boneless wings, shrimps, riblets, and ultimate fries. Well, Cobbs and her crew ran into trouble after it was discovered that the 2 specials has been shared with other people at the table. After the manager informed them that everybody would be charged $15.99, an argument erupted. The group argued that the menu didn't state per person pricing, but officers says that the limitation was bold on the menu. Cobbs was arrested after refusing to calm down and ignore officers. She was charged with disorderly conduct. Her friends paid the tab after realizing the menu did state per person. Okay, so she wasn't put in jail for breaking the all-you-can-eat meal law. She was arrested because she was being rude to the cops. So she was arrested for what was it again? Disorderly conduct? Yeah, disorderly conduct. Yeah, she's probably arguing with the officers. Yo, and I'm being all mouthy. So, okay, the title of this story is a little misleading. They made us think that she was being arrested because she broke the special, but no, she got arrested for disorderly conduct, arguing with the officer. And what did she do for the store, for the Applebee's to even be calling in the police, man? Some of y'all be getting yourselves in trouble for ridiculous, man. $16? Yo, just pay the bill, yo. Now you're sitting down in jail. Now look at you. All right, this brings us to question of the day. I had 2 questions of the day, but man, I talk too much, man, and I never have enough time. I got to get these stories out to you, you know? Which TV couple was your favorite? All right, so they put a group here. They put 4 groups, but there's some people in the comment section that added more. So Moesha and Q, Issa and Lawrence, Derwin and Melanie, and Martin and Gina. Okay, of those 4, obviously Martin and Gina. But all right, somebody said Moesha had 4 boyfriends in rotation. She got to sit this one out. Somebody put a picture of Whitley and Dwayne Wayne. Yeah, how come Whitley and Dwayne Wayne aren't here? Like, this is horrible, man. Another person put Whitley and Dwayne. Another person said Martin was the only one that didn't cheat, have outside babies, and he did not play when it came to Gina, who would check everyone. He was the epitome of black love. The rest were some BS. That was funny. Somebody said, generally confused why I'm looking at Melanie or Derwin's face. Somebody else put, I can't remember who these people are. It's the Wayne brothers, but I can't remember their name. It's Gina and not Marlon. I'm having a blank. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. Somebody put Sinclair and Obi. That was a good one for real. Somebody put Cliff and Claire Huxtable. How could you not put Cliff and Claire Huxtable? I know that goes way back, but somebody said Whitley and Dwayne Wayne, Overton and Sinclair, obviously. Here we go. This question of the day is not turning out to be good. Why did Jamie and Fancy not make the cut? That's a good point. The Jamie Foxx show, that was really good too. Mel and Derwin. Here we go. Corey and Topanga is the only one that stayed together. They programmed us. Oh, somebody put it's tough when people put emojis and I gotta remember these names. Ghost and the girl from Power. What's her name? Ghost and remember Tommy killed her? Anyways, that was a good couple too. Big Ears and Applehead. I don't even know who that is. All right. Another failed question of the day. This was not a good question today. This is my second bad question of the day this week. Maybe I have some time to jump to my second question of the day. Hold on. Where is it here? How old were you when you got your first cell phone and what was it? Somebody put a cordless phone. Okay, no, that's not good. Somebody put Nextel and Nextel. No. All right, you know what? I'm just giving up, man. Both questions of the days were horrible. Let's move on to sports news. All right, this brings us to sports news after my failed question of the day. All right, I got 2 little fun sports news. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are going to appear in NBA 2K25. The characters look actually pretty realistic. They look really good. Caitlin Clark looks scary real, actually. Angel Reese looks fine as always. Shout out to what she calls herself, the Bayou Barbie. Anyways, shout out to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark for making it to NBA 2K25. And then our second quick story here is, well, not quick story, but sports news. You guys heard of the funny viral kind of gag that's going on where it's like, give me my money, and you have to, everybody is in on it except for one person, and you all say, give me my money, and then you clap. Anyway, Scottie Pippen is the latest that got caught in the give me my money. And here is the clip of Scottie Pippen getting caught. I think this is his 2 daughters. Take a listen.
Just give me my money. Give me my money.
Give me my money.
All right, so for those of you who don't know what it is, so everybody who's in on it, let's say there's me and two other people, right? So I'll say, give me my money, and then, hey, and then another person says, give me my money, and then you clap. And then the person who's not in on it says, give me my money, and then you just stay quiet, and they're looking like, yo, why aren't you clapping? And they just look stupid. Anyways, you have to see it. Just try to explain it to the people who are not seeing this video on YouTube or on Spotify. Anyways, that is it for my Thursday show. Please tune in to Friday. You know, Friday shows are super lit. And on CFQR600.com, we play a little bit more music on Friday. So make sure you tune in to Friday's show. All right, before I go, I just want to remind you guys of all the ways you can keep up with me and the show. For those of you who are used to watching this show on YouTube or listening to it on podcast platforms, please try to check me out on CFQR600.com. You could tune in on any device anywhere in the world as long as you got internet. And just try to check out the show. It's really good. We do play the Trend Out Loud podcast, but we mix it in with 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. It's a great way to hear the show, listen to your entertainment and pop culture news while listening to your favorite R&B music from the 90s and 2000s. Vice versa, if you're used to listening to this show on CFQR 600 and you can't always catch a show between 11 and 12, we understand you're busy, you got things to do. You never have to miss a Trend Out Loud episode because we upload every single episode to YouTube and podcast platforms. So just go to your desired site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And lastly, if you're like me and you like to watch your video, your podcast on video, Spotify now supports video, and it's a great way to listen to your podcast on video because the app never closes. And if you're doing other stuff, the video stays in the corner. So the podcast keeps on playing. So please try to check me out for the people who like video. Check us out on Spotify. And lastly, if you want to stay up to date with me on social media, follow me on any social media platform. And the handle is always Trend Out Loud. And of course, the production company where all the videos that we play during the podcast, we do upload them on full on Exclusivity Media on Instagram. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for tuning in. Be safe. I'm out. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace.